Hey guys, we got some news here coming again from we got discovered about another Flash character wanting to leave the show. So we got Tom Cavanagh might be leaving the Flash after Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think this is going to be interesting though. This is the third time this site has reported on someone. The first one I did a video about Carlos Vandes Cisco vibe. He wants to leave the show, and it does seem that did make sense, from the bit of the show and where things have been going and how his presence in this current season and stuff. And then they also reported that Daniel Pennebaker might be leaving the show. Now, I don't think I did a video on that one. I don't think I had a bit of time to do a video on that one, but they do talk about it here, and they do have a link to it here on this article. So I'll have a link in the description where you can check this article about Tom Cavanagh, and right here they have a link to check that out for the Daniel Pennebaker story. So I think it's really interesting to see as to where things are going to go with this. They talk about a little bit here, recent report. They can see this happening, taking the current storyline in the show. Tom Cavanagh won't be sticking around. According to our sources, close to we got discovered, the actor would very well exit this series upon the conclusion of the fall Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. Furthermore, the primary time extravaganza will close the story on this character. Not only that, but we'll probably see many versions of Wells working together during the crisis, and it's possible they may all die. Suffers all to say this is all the end of Reverse Flash's story and all that stuff. So I think this is really interesting. I think it's going to be cool to see as to where things kind of go with the storyline if they do decide to end this. They also reported on this site that the Supergirl would be canceled and replaced with the Superman show. I think that one's a little bit more hard to swallow and stuff. So we'll have to wait and see as to where things go with all this stuff. It all depends on how things go with Crisis on Infinite Earth. And I can see these different actors wanting to leave. Tom Cavanagh's character could leave and stuff, and it would be a big blow to I think it would be less of a blow as if Tom Cavanagh's Wells and stuff left and all that stuff, than if like Daniel Pennebaker's Caitlin Snow or Carlo Vandes's vibe and stuff that left the show. Those are a bit more closer characters to Barry, and so a bit more of a blow to the show than if they died. So I think that could be interesting to see as to where things go with this. We'll have to take this as a grain of salt, I guess, just because we'll have to wait and see as to how this site's credibility will be and how accurate their sources are. We'll have to wait and see as to where things kind of go with this. So all in all, it's going to be cool to see as to where things go. I don't see all three of these, leaving. Maybe these are all maybe one of these are right. I don't see all three of them leaving. We'll just have to wait and see as to where things go to see how things kind of continue on from here. So let me know what you think, guys, about this in the comments below. If you want to check this out, this article will have a link in the description, and you can check it out. And let me know what you think about this. Think about Tom Cavanagh's leaving, and who do you think is more likely to leave between Tom Cavanagh, Carlo Vandes, and Daniel Pennebaker? Which one do you think is more likely to leave, and which one do you think is least likely to leave? And if you could save one of them, which one would you want them to stick there? So I think that could be fun to see as to where things go. And as far as the Supergirl storyline, which I already covered in another video, Supergirl getting canceled and replaced with a Superman show starring Tyler Hoechlin, or at least their source says that it would get canceled, and they assume that it would get replaced with a Superman show starring Tyler Hoechlin, which I don't see that happening. And I think if the whole crossover of Crisis on Infinite Earth ends with Supergirl becoming part of the main Earth and only having one Earth, after that, keeping the multiverse kind of alive a little bit so you can have different people come in and stuff, but simplifying some of the things, like bringing Earth 38 into Earth 1, so that Supergirl and Superman are all part of the same Earth and stuff, and they can have easier crossovers with supporting cast members back and forth. I think that could revamp some interest in all the shows and bring a little bit more people who are watching individual shows together. And it could be really interesting to see as to where things go. So I think we're just have to wait and see as to what happens with Infinite Crisis, as to where things go with that. I think because that could completely change, just based on if you know the storyline in the comics, it just completely changed the Arrowverse going forward. And all shows from Legend of Tomorrow to Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, all of them are going to get completely changed after that. And I think that's really going to be fun to see as to where things go. So I think right now we'll have to just wait and see, just because that crossover is going to be so changing since they're putting it right at the beginning of the season rather than in the middle. That's going to be really interesting to see as to where things go. So all in all, we're going to have to just take it all as a grain of salt until we see that crossover, until we figure out what happens with that, because that could be completely different and reinvent people's interest into the character and stuff. kind of like Chris Hemsworth with Thor Ragnarok. Before that movie, he was not really interested in reprising the role and was kind of getting bored of the character. Did Thor Ragnarok, they could revamped his interest into the character. So I think this could be something to do that for some of these characters. Now, a little bit different for Tom Cavanagh, since he's been kind of playing different versions of Wells all the time, you know, and it really never really was the same character over and over again. But for Carlos Vandes and Daniel Pennebaker, they could, you know, come out of Crisis on Infinite Earth as different characters that would kind of revamp their interest, more likely to stay if they also were offered, you know, a bigger contract or whatever, something like that. So I think it could be something interesting to see as to where things kind of go with this. So let me know what you think, guys, about this in the comments below. Again, I'll have a link in the description. And if you want to check out the Daniel Pennebaker article, there'll be a link within the article here, obviously, to check that one out. So let me know what you think, guys, about this in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.